some simple facts that should not be controversial. Water is wet, Saskatchewan is cold in the winter, and the CBC is funded by the government. None of that should freak anybody out, but in Liberal Ottawa, pearls are being clutched and outrage manufactured, all because, for greater transparency, Twitter applied the government-funded media tag to the CBC's account. Liberal MPs are calling it nonsense, an unwarranted attack, even a threat to democracy. What don't they understand? The CBC was created by government, it gets over $1 billion a year from government, and the government appoints the board that controls it. But it's no wonder why Liberals are reacting this way. They love the CBC because they get so much benefit from it. The CBC sued the Conservative Party in the middle of an election. Its CEO openly attacked the Conservative leader, and it eagerly carries Liberal messages all the time.
Right.
But good news for all those who are upset and having fits about Twitter's decision. The government-funded label won't be around for long. After the next election, the Conservative leader will make sure it doesn't get any tax dollars at all.
All right, guys, so I gotta tell you, Twitter is Elon Musk's world, and we're just tweeting in it, right? That's exactly what's going on with that platform. Is Elon Musk is doing whatever the hell he wants with that platform, and it is quite entertaining, okay? People on the left and the right don't seem to like a lot of the changes that Elon Musk is making, and he's made enemies on both sides, right? Like, if you heard Steve Bannon talk about Elon Musk, Steve Bannon's not a fan, okay? And if you know, there's a ton of people on the left, and like the whole left-wing establishment is not a fan of Elon Musk anymore. And Elon doesn't seem to give a damn. And I think it's great, because I personally don't think that he should be friends with either side, right? I like what Elon Musk is doing in the way that he is positioning himself as a free-thinking, independent individual that makes his own decisions, okay? And again, his decisions are pissing off a lot of people, mainly the mainstream liberal media. And the mainstream liberal media is really pissed off at Elon Musk because he's basically slapping them with the same tags that the media slaps foreign state-owned media with, to show the American people that, hey, this is propaganda. Like, for example, Chinese or Russian state-owned or state-funded media outlets, they will slap with the label, state-affiliated media, to let people know that, hey, what's coming out of here is propaganda. But we all know that the American media, the American liberal media, corporate media, or even Western media as well too, broadly, they're basically state propaganda as well too. Because while they might not necessarily be owned by the government per se, a lot of these outlets, like for example, PBS is government funded. Okay, about 15% of their revenues come from the government, and we know that behind the scenes that a lot of these outlets, even the ones that are more private, like the New York Times, they have their editorial decisions okayed by Democrats. Like, for example, when Barry Weiss exposed the New York Times going to Chuck Schumer to okay an op-ed that they were going to put out about the GOP's Tim Scott, right? So they went to Chuck Schumer, a Democrat, the leader of Democrats in the Senate, to say, hey, is it okay if we put out this op-ed about Tim Scott? Are you cool with that? Right? Which quite literally is the state having a say on the editorial decisions of a supposed private media outlet, right? So we know what's going on behind the scenes. We know that they're pushing propaganda in favor of the Democrat Party. We know and we understand that, but these people want to deny the reality of what is the mainstream liberal media, right? This is where that term comes from. Everybody knows that they are propaganda that operates in favor of the left-wing state agenda, okay? Now, they don't really like the conservative agenda. They like the left-wing state agenda, right? So that is what they promote, okay? And Elon Musk is essentially exposing these people by labeling them state-affiliated media. And NPR is melting down, and they quit Twitter, and PBS as well too is quitting Twitter because of being labeled state media. Now, it's not just happening in the U.S. Elon Musk also did this with the BBC, okay, out in the UK. Now, the BBC has not pulled out of Twitter yet. You guys get it? BBC hasn't pulled out of Twitter yet. Yeah, you get that joke. But anyways, yeah, they haven't pulled out of Twitter yet. But again, these outlets are causing an uproar over this, okay? And we have another outlet that Elon has basically labeled either state affiliated or government funded or whatever. And he did it with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, okay? Because they get a whole lot of their funding from the government, and Elon Musk decided to let the people know, right, that, hey, this outlet is getting a whole bunch of money from the government, right? So keep that in mind when they put out their articles that, hey, you know, this is basically, you know, state media, okay? And they got pissed about it. Said, hey, this is false, okay? Less than 70% of our revenues come from the government. So Elon Musk said, okay, we're going to label it 69% in government-funded media. Again, you got to love Elon Musk, okay? The guy is absolutely hilarious. Now, this comes as the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, Pierre Poilievre. He's been kind of outraging against the CBC, okay, and basically vowing to defund the CBC because of some of the propaganda that they put out there, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But Justin Trudeau, okay, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, is not taking this very lightly, okay? He's upset, and he went to the podium to melt down over the Conservative Party in their attack against the CBC. Take a look.
I think it says a lot about the Conservative Party of Canada that they're choosing to constantly attack independent media organizations, journalists who are working hard to keep Canadians informed and support our democracies. CBC Radio-Canada serves right across the country, delivers local news and local content in many regions of the country that, yes, has been challenged over the past years, but the idea of adding to that challenges and laying on by attacking this Canadian institution, attacking the culture and local content that is so important to so many Canadians, really indicates the values and the approach that Mr. Poilievre is putting forward. And I think it is telling that in order to attack this institution that is important for many, many Canadians, he runs to American billionaires, the tech giants that they continue to defend in committee and in their approach on our legislation to make tech giants pay their fair share. Conservatives are always there to defend them. So when they're trying to attack a foundational Canadian institution, the fact that he has to run to American billionaires for support to attack Canadians says a lot about Mr. Poilievre and his values.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Absolute complete meltdown from Justin Trudeau, right? This timeline is amazing, okay? We're living in an amazing timeline because what this guy is defending in regards to the content that is being put out by the CBC is a far left woke agenda, right? That involves children having conversations with drag queens. Take a look.
Why are you nervous?
But I meant, like, I've never met anyone that's not. I can't really explain.
Is this your first time seeing a drag queen?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Excited, but a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. I've never seen a drag queen before.
And what do you think?
I think it's cool.
It's great?
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know, it's just different and new. Yeah.
Do you think that boy can wear makeup?
Yes.
And would you agree that makeup is for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Where do you buy your drag clothes?
I bought this at Value Village, secondhand. I make a lot of it, and sometimes I'll buy things secondhand and I'll alter them to make them more drag.
Yeah, so this is what a corporation that claims to be independent, right, according to Justin Trudeau, but they actually get a vast majority of their funding from taxpayer funding. This is what they're putting out there. This is what Justin Trudeau is defending. This type of content. On top of all the other propaganda they put out, like, for example, during the pandemic, right? That propaganda as well, too, which all the mainstream, liberal outlets participated in. But yeah, this is the type of stuff they're putting out. This is what Canadian tax dollars are paying for, right? So yeah, Elon Musk is basically, taking these media outlets and these journalists down a notch, and they can't stand it because, again, Elon Musk sees what's happening here. He sees what's going on. So let's read about this. Canada's main public broadcaster said Monday that it was pausing activity on Twitter, becoming the latest media outlet to refrain from posting because of the social media platform's policy on labeling accounts. Canadian Broadcasting Corporation said the decision comes a day after Twitter labeled its CBC account as government-funded media. Twitter defines such outlets as those that rely mostly on government funding to carry out operations and may have varying degrees of government involvement over editorial content. Last week, National Public Radio said it would back away from using Twitter over receiving the same label. In response, Twitter owner Elon Musk tweeted defund NPR, Public Broadcasting Service, or PBS, also abandoned Twitter on the same grounds. CBC has now joined their ranks, saying in a statement that the labeling is untrue and deceptive. Quote, Twitter can be a powerful tool for journalists to communicate with Canadians, but it undermines the accuracy and professionalism of the work they do to allow our independence to be falsely described in this way, CBC said. Yeah, so again, I'm not sure what's so independent about an outlet that is funded so heavily by the government. Again, I'm not sure exactly how that can be so independent. That's not independent. Effective immediately, the broadcaster, which provides programming and news via television and radio in both the country's official languages, English and French, said it would be pausing its activity on its corporate account and all news-related accounts. A spokesman for the broadcaster said it sent a letter to Twitter asking it to re-examine the designation. Twitter responded to an email request for comment with a poop emoji. Bruh, Elon Musk is a savage, bro. He's a goon. He's an absolute savage. Twitter's guidelines say the company adds the designation for government-controlled news sources. Twitter has upended its labeling system for verified accounts since Musk took over the platform last year. The company has said it wants to provide people with more context about certain profiles. The most recent financial data from CBC indicates that government funding of 1.24 billion Canadian dollars, or the equivalent of 930 million, covered about 2/3 of its expenses for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. Late Monday, Twitter edited CBC's label to say 69% government-funded media. Mr. Musk, via his official Twitter account, said Canadian Broadcasting Corp said they're less than 70% government-funded, so we corrected the label. Yeah, so NPR claims that they're less than 1% government funded. This is what they claim. Okay, this is what they say. I think PBS is like 15%. But yeah, these outlets that are government funded are melting down because Elon Musk is basically stating facts that, hey, they're funded by the government, right? They receive government funding, which is hilarious to me because Democrats slash leftist liberals, in this case, okay, we're talking about Canada as well too, they seem to hate transparency, right? Transparency is a threat to democracy. Anytime there's more transparency about them, what they're doing, okay, they seem to have a meltdown about it. They don't like when there's more transparency in regards to what's actually going on and what's happening. It's pretty amazing how that works. But again, Elon Musk is an absolutely amazing individual in regards to his ability to troll the establishment. And again, it's absolutely hilarious, okay? It is very entertaining, and I am here for it. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.